What's up, party people? Today I have a guide for you on Dekaron's Forgotten Shipwreck dungeon. This dungeon was added to Dekaron on February 5th, 2021, and now offers the best experience in the game. Guys, this is a game changer for Dekaron. Getting to level 200 before, in my opinion, you guys have heard me talk about it, was completely unrealistic. Now that this dungeon has been released, as long as you can get a decent party, getting to level 200 is going to be significantly easier. In addition to that, this dungeon has really cool rewards. Right now, I think the drop rates are kind of bad, but in general, the rewards are cool, they're fun, and this dungeon is absolutely worth doing. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this guide. Let's get this party started. In order to get to this new dungeon, you can go ahead and take the teleporter from our Deca, and you are going to go to Valley Rift. Once you've gotten to Valley Rift, you are going to make your way to Dravis Town, which is located kind of on the east side of the map here. So you're going to head on over. An alternative to this would be just to teleport directly to Dravis Town using Holy Water. If you do have that active, it would be a little bit faster. Once you've gotten to Dravis Town, you are going to head to the Dravis Field. So this dungeon is located on the DK server. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to head over here, and we're going to head into the DK server. And then once you're in the DK server, the NPC is just down here around the corner. It's Scarlet, and this is where you are going to be entering this dungeon. The requirements for this dungeon are as follows. You need to be level 190 plus. You need to have you need 1.5 million dill each player, and you have to have at least 4 other party members to enter. It's also worth noting here that all of the quests here are definitely worth taking. They give good rewards, they give good experience rewards, and in addition to that, you can get the quest that allows you to get the Recruit Navy emblem, which is the first emblem for this Navy series if you're trying to unlock this. One other thing that's very important that you should grab before starting is you need to have a specific buff for the final boss. During the final boss fight, you are teleported to a map that has that infection thing, kind of like the new map, I can't think of the name, Elmar. So you need to go to your general store and get yourself some blessings of Mir, and that way you won't take damage. If you don't have this active during the final boss, you will take continuous damage, and it is very hard to stay alive. So make sure you drop into the shop and buy some of these before you start. Once your party is ready, you can go ahead and head on in. Now, I'd like to say this dungeon is really complicated, but it's not. Basically, you're going to run in, there's going to be a giant group of monsters, you're going to go ahead and you're going to kill that giant group of monsters. As long as you have a decent-sized party and enough damage, they're really not that hard to deal with. Once you've gone and you've eliminated all of the trash mobs that are right here, the first boss of the dungeon will spawn. Now, this boss, there really isn't anything too scary about him, other than he does have some high-hitting attacks. I've noticed that I've gotten hit by like 10k to 20k before by him. But as long as you have a seg in your party and you guys take him out pretty quick, as you can see in the video here, there really isn't that much to be concerned about. He also gives a lot of experience, which is nice, so make sure that you're using like experience scrolls and you're using like your XP amulet and stuff like that here, because it's really good. So, yeah, you're going to go ahead, you're going to kill him, and then you're going to head onto the boat. Once you're on the boat, you have to defuse the bombs. There's like 5 bombs that are around the ship. Basically, you just have to defuse 2 of them at the same time. So, you just have to, if you have a party, like a full party, just communicate with 2 other people or 1 other person and just say, hey, we'll be the ones that defuse the bombs. Basically, there's a timer, and when it counts down, if you haven't defused the bombs, you just take heavy damage, and it's really hard to stay alive, so make sure you defuse the bombs. After that, it seems like one of the most efficient places to go to is kind of to the left here behind the rear mast, just because the monsters or the mobs funnel in here nicely, so you can kind of just chill here, turn on battle support, and just kill them as they spawn. There is a couple groups of mobs that spawn on the other end of the ship, so you're going to need at least 1 person to kind of lure them over. But other than that, you can just kind of wait and kill them as they come. Since they spawn in waves, as long as you kill them fast, this really isn't something to be concerned about at all. So, yeah, go ahead and kill all the monsters on the ship, and then once all the monsters on the ship have been defeated, behind you here on the left, there'll be this little crystal that spawns, and you break that, and it'll teleport you into the room with the final boss. Now, for the final boss, as long as you have your blessing active, you have a seg, and you have an Alocan that uses Aqua, this is going to be a very easy fight. Now, if you don't have a seg, you just need to keep an eye on your HP, and if you don't have an Alocan to use Aqua, you just have to watch out for debuffs. But other than that, you're just going to DPS down this boss. He does hit pretty hard, but like I said, if you have a seg, you're just not really going to have to worry about it. It'll be totally fine. So let's go ahead, damage him down, watch your HP, and yeah, you go ahead and you kill him. He's really not that hard. After you've defeated him, it's pretty cool. There's like this little roulette chest that you activate, and you click on that, and you can get your reward for completing the dungeon, and then you are just going to head on out. And that is really it for this dungeon. If you have a quick party, you can do it in about 5 minutes. Now, I would like to talk about the rewards here really quick before we end this guide. So this dungeon does actually offer some cool new rewards. So the first boss, as you can see here, has 2 drops. You can drop your Neuroptos scale or your log fragment. The actual boss himself has that little roulette, and then within the roulette you can get any of these items. Some of the more notable items are like an independent necklace, a plier, the Captain's Treasure Chest, and if you get the Captain's Treasure Chest, it's kind of like a random box within a random box, but you have a chance at the log fragments or any of the new rings that are available here. Now, if you're kind of wondering what the new rings offer, you can see the stats on here. Basically, it's just a really good PvP ring. You've got all attack, 13% on the basic ring, you've got 4,000 critical, 4,000 HP, you've got damage res and PvP damage res as well, defense, acceleration, it's very good. And then when you update it to one of the other rings, the stats just get better. Plus you can get physical penetration or magic penetration, which is great. So the rings can drop in here, and then if you get the Abyss Fallen Sailor ring, you can upgrade it to the Sublime or to the Noble Captain rings at NPC Aria in Ardeka. However, they mention here that the rate is really low, and also you need a lot of items to do it. So unless you actually get it from the Captain's Treasure Chest, I feel like the chance of upgrading one of the rings is pretty dang low. But we'll see. Maybe they'll increase the rates in the future. Right now, the drop rate's pretty bad. Like I said, Scarlet will hand out this Navy emblem if you complete the quest. Basically, there's a quest, you grab it. If you complete the dungeon 5 times, you get yourself the basic emblem, and then the emblem can be upgraded with the Enhanced Polish Stone, Enhanced Crystal, and Neuroptos Scales, and you can upgrade that at NPC Aria as well. The emblem is actually not bad. I think what's nice about it is critical damage, and it's just more penetration, which is really good for like PvP. The emblem also looks pretty cool, which is nice. So yeah, you can get into the dungeon, you can start farming these things. It does have pretty good rewards, but like I said, the drop rates just aren't super impressive right now. In addition to that, you can also craft yourself a new type Navy costume if you get 50 old Navy Insignias, and this is kind of what the costume looks like. The costume actually looks pretty cool. I would like to get my hands on this, and the costume, or the emblem plus the costume, actually has an effect that gives you 70 vid and 5% all attack, which is absolutely fantastic. So yeah, definitely worth farming. Anyway, that kind of covers it for the rewards, guys. I also just wanted to point out that, once again, this dungeon has fantastic experience. If you're trying to level, you're trying to get to level 200, this is definitely the dungeon you should be doing. If you have any other suggestions or questions about this dungeon or anything, you can leave them in the comments. And until next time, take care.